Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Today marks another day of heavy Russian strikes against Ukraine. Overnight, Moscow's forces attacked Ukraine with 41 Shahed attack UAVs and decoy drones of various types. In addition, Kremlin forces continue pounding Ukrainian cities with artillery strikes in frontline areas. In Kherson region, 3 people were killed and 13 others wounded as a result of Russian shelling in the past 24 hours, said the head of the regional military administration. Also, in the Donetsk region, Russian wounded 5 civilians, the region prosecutor's office has reported. Meanwhile, Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin said 2 drones were shot down as they approached the city. The attack prompted a temporary closure of Moscow's Vnukovo airport. Russian Telegram channels wrote that reports of explosions came from several suburbs of the Russian capital, with debris from a downed UAV damaging a car in the residential area near the airport. In total, on the night of June 26, the Russian Defense Ministry announced 50 Ukrainian drones were intercepted and destroyed. On the front line in the Kursk sector, in the broader area of the Sumy region, Russian troops have been forced to retreat, with Kremlin-linked experts reporting Russian units withdrawing from the Sumy-Sudzha highway. Moscow troops were reportedly unable to fully capture the village of Yunakivka in the Sumy region. The experts also said the situation for the Ukrainian armed forces north of Sumy is stabilizing. Russian military blogger Anatoly Radov described the activity of Ukrainian drones in the broader area of the Sumy region as extremely intense and called the situation in Yunakivka hell. In the Middle East, at least 20 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks across Gaza so far on the morning of June 26. Additionally, 9 people were killed in an explosion at a school for displaced persons in the Sheikh Radwan neighborhood of Gaza City. Somewhere near Kherson, Ukrainian naval forces carried out a precise strike on a Russian landing craft, dealing another blow to Russia's Black Sea Fleet, which continues to bleed operational capability in the region. The strike was reportedly carried out using a Magura V-5 naval drone, working in coordination with reconnaissance assets and possibly Western targeting systems. Footage released by the Ukrainians confirms the accuracy of the attack and shows Kyiv's readiness to act even near Russian-held shores. Now, this isn't an isolated incident. Back in 2022, a Ukrainian Neptune missile sank the cruiser Moskva, the flagship of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. Later, the Admiral Makarov frigate was damaged and several supply and air defense vessels were also hit. Ukraine's strategy of targeted strikes on logistical and command installations has seriously disrupted Russia's naval posture in the south. Today, Ukraine is rapidly expanding its naval warfare capabilities, focusing on drones, aerial reconnaissance, integration, and long-range precision weapons. The reported use of AIM-9X missiles from the maritime platforms highlight the adaptability and technological boldness of the Ukrainian command. Western support continues as well. The Netherlands recently allocated 175 million euros specifically to boost Ukraine's naval drone program. Now, despite its size, Russia's Black Sea Fleet remains vulnerable. The Sevastopol base is under frequent attack, and Russia's efforts to build layered defenses with barriers, electronic jamming, and even laser systems have limited success. Moscow's naval doctrine remains rigid, while Ukraine emphasizes speed, agility, and initiative. Analysis showed that Russia isn't just losing ships, it's losing control of the sea. According to Ukraine's Navy, most Russian combat vessels have withdrawn eastward to Novorossiysk, far from areas where they could influence operations in southern Ukraine. Ukraine, meanwhile, holds control over the western Black Sea, securing the grain corridor, enabling coastal logistics and increasing pressure on the front lines in the south. Naval control signals more than just dominance, it's strategic. It enables equipment deliveries, troop rotations, and protection from sea-based attacks. The fewer options Russia has at sea, the more confidently Ukrainian forces can advance on land. So So Ukraine isn't just resisting Russia's fleet, it's rewriting naval warfare doctrine, proving that drones, technology, and ingenuity can overcome size and inertia. It's hot in Ukraine's Kharkiv region again, not because of the sun, but because of burning Russian vehicles. Drones from the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade are very active in this area of operations. Using recons and suicide drones, a Ukrainian unit conducted a targeted operation to destroy enemy armored vehicles and logistics. There were several tanks and guns which the Russians tried to conceal among the trees, but foliage offers very little protection from FPV drones. So Ukrainian birds made quick work of the Russian vehicles, turning them into little more than smoke and burnout hulks. In this next clip, see units of the armed forces of Ukraine conduct a precision strike on Russian artillery positions in the Sumy region. The attack involves a HIMARS system, which once again proved that there is no such thing as too far away or too concealed to be a target. This time, D-30 howitzers found themselves in the sights, concealed in a stretch of woodland and Gvozdika self-propelled artillery system that were hiding out near a village. In a new video from the Frontline, Russian soldiers of the 1st Tank Regiment's Reconnaissance Company demonstrate their modern logistics. So instead of armored trucks, food and supplies are now being delivered by a motorcycle generously donated by volunteers. But at the end of the video, the motorcycle seems to decide that it no longer wants to participate in the war and literally goes into a tailspin. Priceless stuff. Let's take a look.
От лица разведывательной роты 1-го танкового полка благодарим всех участвующих в сборе средств на данную мототехнику. Благодаря вам мы своевременно осуществляем доставку провизии и БК на линию боесоприкосновения. Победа будет за нами!
And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.